You're welcome to this edition of 2023 vote. And of course, we are looking at the economic plan of the three leading presidential candidates for Nigerians. And of course, this time around, we are started with the PDP presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. And we want to see what he has in store for Nigerians. But first and foremost, we know that the economy is in a bad shape. The economy of the country is in a very bad shape, is in a very terrible state, such that to feed has become a problem for average Nigerians. And of course, to even buy things to, cook has become so essential. Are we talking about gas? Are we talking about kerosene? Or what other source are we talking about? And this also affects school fees that have risen above the thinking of the ordinary person. And there are serious economic challenges, no doubt. And then we are going into another election to be able to take decisions. So we start with the PDP and let's see what Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and PDP wants to do to the economy of Nigeria. First, the party believes that the debt profile is too high as created by the APC government and that the government has been plagued with several borrowings and the repayment plan has been so poor and of course production is almost non-existent, so making servicing the debt very difficult. PDP, in parts of its own program, believe that government monopoly should be broken and that government should not be made to take absolute control of economic development and investment. And this will limit the participation of the private sector and then probably make them very uncertain of their investment or what they bring into the investment as a possibility to grow the economy. So they want to look at serious legal framework to address this very aspect. And seriously speaking, it is one area that they want to look at, claiming that their presidential candidate, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, was once the head of the nation's economic team, which he did effectively. So the party, on its own part, is also believing that power is a very serious problem in the nation and has decided that they are going to declare a state of emergency under power. And according to them, in the first year, they want to make alternative provisions for Nigerians to battle power while they work on getting it fixed. So, of course, they believe that they will run what they call economic emergency plan for the power sector. That is what they call the emergency power program, which is the foundation of it. The PDP believes so much that the private sector should drive the economy. And as such, they will want to look at legal reforms, structural reforms that will give more bite to the power sector to be able to drive the economy. According to the PDP, they want the public sector to focus on its job of facilitation as of creating opportunities for the private sectors to work. And according to them, the foreign direct investment is low, is so poor. And the only way that can be encouraged is to do reforms that will encourage the private sector to put in more money, to invest and take risk in such a way that they can invest in capital. And according to them, the government is going to be focusing more on structural development. And according to it, it believes that there should be serious deregulation in the business sector in Nigeria that will allow more people to take part. It also believes one of the ways it can combat youth restiveness or youth to take the youth away from the street is to encourage more Nigerians to take part in economic development and economic activities. So it's coming up with a law and reform that will create opportunities for more Nigerians to get involved in economic processes and economic development. These are some of the things they highlighted before they went ahead to say they have a 7 point under the economic program. That is what they call the seed. There is under seed. There is a provision for economic prosperity, and then they have a 7 point sub agenda under that economic prosperity, which intends to look at the following. They want to invest more in stock, and to this they believe it's going to ginger the economy. The PDP also want to reform the private sector in totality. SME, they want to grow the SME and the MSMEs, that they need these things that they have to. They also believe in tap into new economies that are rising these days and not the normal analog system. They want to do more of digital drive for economic growth. The PDP also believes that they want to look at the FDI, particularly to optimize the fiscal economy. They want to optimize the fiscal space economy, and that, according to them, will encourage more participation and allow people to take more risk in doing business in Nigeria. The PDP also want to make its policies very consistent, such that people are convinced and they are not afraid to inject funds into the economy. The PDP also wants to inject 10 billion into the economy as an economic plan stimulus to help businesses to readjust, to grow, and to move on from the present moribund state that they have found themselves. It wants to allow the market forces to determine prices and them to avoid a situation where price inconsistency has been a big problem. They will allow the CBN to do their job independently, but not to affect encouraging Nigerians to invest or do business. To them, the policies are not supposed to affect investors who should have confidence to be part of the business. The monetary policy, according to them, will strictly respect development in the private sector. So here, the PDP wants to create more jobs, and they have boasted on that they were responsible for bringing in the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, the EFCC, the CPC, the National Health Insurance Scheme, some reforms also in the tax policies and so on, and that they have created millions of jobs even through the mobile services that they introduced when they came to power. So the PDP is believing that more job created will reduce insecurity and, of course, encourage economic development. But final and above all, they are talking about production economy, that if your economy is not producing, then it had been dead. And that is why we are where we are. And of course, it does not intend to go borrowing spree as it is being done. To them, in conclusion, the present economic situation under the APC is horrible and despicable. The APC, Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu, believes that the present economic plan of the federal government to diversify from oil to agriculture is a very good one, and they want to continue. The APC presidential candidate believes that the economy under General Muhammadu Buhari is okay and will only need them to invest more in research that will allow more opportunities to come up for the people. APC also believes in digital economy, and they want to ensure that the digital economy is encouraged and the creative industry is also allowed to thrive. According to them, it is one of the best ways that the economy can be allowed to develop. They believe that the power system in the country too can be improved upon by allowing the states to generate their own power options, as in the federal government under them will also do more to ensure that the power system is improved. And according to them, if the states are allowed to generate power or bring about alternative power system, then the nation industrial bed is going to come back strong. The APC wants to grow the economy by 10% if voted in. The Alhaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu theme believes that the economy of the country can be grown by 10%, and of course by allowing more people to participate in the economy. It also had more on power when it said that it is going to ensure that power is not only available but reliable and affordable, and that according to them, power is not supposed to be something that a Nigerian or Nigerians cannot access. So the economic policy of the APC is going to be going forward from where it is at the moment, meaning that you have to study the economic plan of the present APC government under General Muhammadu Buhari, and then you will get the better direction that the APC is going under their economic plan. And wants to look at development of sport as another way to generate revenue, and of course to see how this can also improve the economy of this country. In this direction, I think they're talking about the youth and using the sports development to grow the economy and take more youths off the road. And of course, they had boasted too that they had a blueprint for Lagos State and that this will be replicated for the country. And that to them, it is not impossible to move the economy of the nation from where it is at the moment, which we believe strongly is at a doldrum and then needs to be revived. But they do not believe that the economy is in a bad shape. To them, they only needed to work more on the plans on ground and then based on more research and then more investment, and the nation will get better. APC also believe that they can use Greek as a catalyst for industrialization of the country. And these are the content of what the APC has in mind under economy. To the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, and the Labour Party believes that the right environment is what is needed for any economy to grow. And according to them, they want to pursue for a good environment and they want to strictly work on food security. They believe that that is very important, that there must be mass production of food, and again believe that there is serious leakage. There are serious leakages on the side of government, and this has to be controlled if the nation must move forward. And he has zero tolerance to leakages. And that this is one other thing that has killed the economy of Nigeria. So Labour Party is going for the jugular of leakages in government sector. And of course, the Labour Party too also believe in employment generation to bring in more Nigerians into the labor net where they are working and they are productive. It is also a known thing that they want to invest more in the private sector, and they don't believe in subsidy, and they are just going to cut subsidy off completely. And to them, subsidy is nothing but a crime. Labour Party also believes in industrialization, and they want to also see what they can do to ensure that the nation is industrialized. And then when you come to the issue of power generation, they believe that the problem with Nigerian power is transmission, that we have been able to do generation and distribution, but the link in between generation and distribution is transmission. And of course, this is what they want to battle. They have to come up with strong policies that will ensure participation in the economy, and they have to follow up the implementation of those policies. And it's not just a matter of having policies, but ensuring that the policies are monitored and sacrosanctly followed to an extent that people are convinced that the government of the day is serious. We also want to look at the development of human capital to Labour Party too. The present economic situation of Nigeria under Alhaji Muhammadu Buhari, General Muhammadu Buhari, is not encouraging and is nothing to write home about. And this need to be taken to a critical session for a critical action or for critical actions to be taken if Nigeria must recover its economy. That would be what we have taken from the Labour Party. And going forward, we have observed that virtually all the leading three political parties and their candidates are interested in power. That is one. And two, they all believe in the private sector. And they seems to want to do this. Both the PDP and the LP wants to do serious legal reform to allow this to move, while the APC believes that it needs to do more on research. And that is the way to break through. So fundamentally, it seems clear that these people are looking at the economic future of this country, but to what extent their plans are going to address this is left for you to look at. But be very sure that any mistake in 2023, probably Nigerians are just going to hit the street and become nothing but open beggars. Already people are begging, people are struggling to survive. It is so difficult around in this country to pay school fees, to pay house rent, and even to feed. And then this is not right. Even getting a job, and the ones that has the job are also complaining of job satisfaction. And of course, in many cases, we are having job loss, which is job security issue. So the economy fundamentally is not right. And then we are going in to take another decision. We wish you the best. Next edition, we are going to be changing a little bit from looking at what the plans of the party are, down to also review the campaigns of the three political parties till date. I mean, right from when INEC blasted the whistle for them to commence their campaigns. We want to see how these political parties have fared. Another factor that we need to reference here is that the trend of anger, the trend of threat is increasing as the elections are gathering. By next edition, we'll do a little bit of compilation on this for you to see. But what is certain is the last decision lies with Nigerians. Thank you. And until then, please keep being a good person and do not say you don't care about. Please don't want to appeal to you. Share this video, let other people go through it. There are a lot of Nigerians who don't know what is going on about their presidential candidates, and yet they are going to vote. Are they going to just collect money to cast their vote? It will be my fault and yours if we don't share this, so a lot of people can get to know more about this. It's all about enlightenment. Do it. You are a Christian, you are involved. You are a Muslim, you are involved. You are a pagan, you are involved. You are a free thinker, you are involved, an Hare Krishna, a Kurdish, whatever you call yourself. So far you are a Nigerian. You must care who rules you. See you next edition.